resistance training exercise for today is the barbell squat, a highly advanced exercise for the entire lower extremity, but primarily for the quadriceps or your thigh muscles. Gimme. Now remember that the quadriceps or your thigh muscles, quad stands for force, so you have the rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, and underneath it all, vastus intermedius. Now, but we're also working the glutes, hamstrings, calves, essentially everything from the waist down. Now, I have Robbie with me today, who's also a physical therapist who specializes in orthopedic injuries. How are you today, Robbie?
Fine, thank you.
Now, the first thing to do with the barbell squat is to make sure you're safely able to execute the dumbbell squat before doing this. If you're not able to do the dumbbell squat safely and effectively, you have absolutely no business moving to the barbell squat because it's much more difficult to execute based on the higher center of mass present in this exercise. Now, your trunk muscles and your quadricep muscles have to work much harder during the barbell squat just to keep you in an upright position. Now, first, you're going to adjust the height of the bar so that it's even with your shoulders. This is important so that you're able to properly dismount from the rack. So this looks good for Robbie. Yeah, looks good for him. Now, after adjusting the resistance to your desired level, 25, that's it. Well, whatever. You're going to place each hand in a symmetrical position so that when you duck under the bar, you're in the center. Now, remember that if you're not centered on the bar first, the bar is going to tilt to one side during the exercise, making it much less enjoyable. Now, I remind you once again, I'm making some assumptions about what you're trying to accomplish in your resistance training program. Remember the acronym TOP, which stands for time management, overload of muscles, and protecting your joints? Well, in other words, I'm assuming that you want to minimize the amount of time you're spending doing resistance training. You want to benefit from resistance training by overloading your muscles, but all the while protecting your joints from excessive forces. Now, when placing the bar on your upper back, you're not placing it on your vertebrae. You're placing it just below C6 vertebrae, which you can see on Robbie. When he looks down, it's the one that pokes out right there. Now go ahead and look back up again. So he's going to actually rest the bar on his trapezius muscles here, not on the vertebrae. So go ahead and bring the bar off, Robbie. So he has the bar, yeah, good. It's right on his traps. Do you feel anything on your spine?
Nope.
Nah. So feet are placed about shoulder width apart. This looks great. Now, foot position is absolutely crucial, especially if you're a person with feet that pronate or cave inward. If you're a pronator, I recommend that your feet point straight ahead because this will help facilitate safe ankle and knee mechanics during the exercise. Now, in preparation for starting, this is really important, you're going to bend the knees slightly, right there. He's going to draw the belly inward, there, great. And then he's going to focus on looking straight ahead and tensing the quads before going down. So these are really tight, yep. This is going to help facilitate an upright posture, thus protecting the back and help overload the quadriceps during the exercise. Let's do a few reps, Robbie. So as you can see, yep, great. That looks nice. So the belly's in, and he's focusing on using the quads. He's not stopping. Brilliant. By not stopping, the set's going to be over sooner. That's kind of nice. But he's not looking up, not putting a board under his heels. He's not going deeper than 50 degrees. Right there, that's perfect. Just 50 degrees. The orthopedic research says going deeper than 50 degrees drastically increases forces on the knee joint. Let's do a few reps, Robbie. That looks nice. Good. The belly's staying in, right? Mm-hmm. Now, here's what you tend to see a lot in gyms. Go ahead and go to that powerlifter stance. So he goes wide, he looks up, and he goes nice and deep. And this is actually how I was taught to do squats back when I was 18 years old. This is fraught with mechanical problems. He's going too deep, so the forces on the knee are skyrocketing once he gets below 50 degrees. Go ahead and go down again. The butt goes back. Look at how much trunk flexion you have. The body's going forward. So the forces on the low back are going to go way up. Compounding it is that he's looking up when he does it, which also adds to the thoracic extension. When you have that, the forces in the spine have to go up. You can lift more weight doing it that way, which is why I think a lot of people do it that way. I don't advocate it because the joints are at risk. So you should feel an intense burn in your quads. Feel the belly in. You should not feel any pain in the low back. You should not feel yourself looking up, and you shouldn't feel the belly falling out. You can go ahead and rack it. Good job. So just remember, whenever you do the squat exercise, your focus is on the quadriceps. in order to protect your low back and knees while gaining protection of the spine, knees, and low back by enhancing your muscle control and strength. But remember, please remember, do not attempt this exercise until you're confident with the body squat and dumbbell squat to help avoid potential injury. Thanks for your help today, Robbie.